Dear friends, in Daf Yomi this week we had the great privilege to begin the last chapter of Maseches Sanhedrin Perek Chelek, and the Gemara is overwhelmed by a discussion regarding Tchias HaMeis, resurrection of the dead. From where do we know it from? The Gemara is quoting Pesukim from Chumash, from Nevi'im, from Ksuvim, and nestled in the middle of this whole discussion is a beautiful mashal, a beautiful parable. And the parable is brought in the context of Tchias HaMeis, resurrection of the dead, but I just want to share with you the parable itself, because its message is so profound, so impactful, and so relevant. The mashal goes like this. L'melech basar v'adam sha'amar la'avadav l'chu u'benu l'paltin gidor makom shein mayim va'afar. So the king says to his subjects, my dear subjects, I want you to build me a palace. And the subjects were very loyal. The king identified a barren area. So barren, there wasn't even dirt, there wasn't even water, there was nothing. There was nothing. But the dutiful subjects persevered and they built a beautiful palace. Halchu u'banu also, they built it, they pulled it off. L'yomim naflu. Sometime later on, the palace fell down. The king comes back to the subjects and he says, Amar lahem, chazru ubenu also b'makom sheyesh afar umayim. I want you to go ahead, and now I want you to rebuild the palace. But hey, you could go ahead and you could do it in a place where there is water and there is dirt. So the first time they built it, there was no water, there was no dirt. They had to make it happen. Somehow they did it. Fell down, they had to rebuild it. And now again, the new location had dirt, had water, fantastic, build it. Amar lo, ein anu yecholin. The subject said, King, we love you, but we cannot do it. We cannot do it. There's just no way for us to pull this off. Ka'as aleim. The king got very upset at them. Amar lahem, b'makom she'ein mayim va'afar benisem. You built the first palace in a place where there was no water, where there was no dirt. You did it. You pulled it off. You did it. You did it. Achshav sheyesh mayim va'afar lachas kama v'kama. At the end of the day, I don't understand. If you were able to build a palace where there was no water and dirt, so of course now you could build it in a place where there is water and dirt. And the Gemara then continues. What's the message of this mashal? What's the message of this parable? And Pastor Chazal teaching us was like this. The building of the palace in a place where there is no water and dirt represent the impossible circumstances in life. And all of us face those circumstances, those situations which, it almost feels like we're going to break. It feels like we're going to snap. There's no water, there's no dirt. I feel like I don't have the tools to be able to build a solution, to be able to build a future, but yet something amazing happens. I pull it off. I do the impossible. And Chevra, we all have those moments where we pull off the impossible, where we make something happen so dramatic, so beautiful, even though it didn't look like I should be able to pull it off. And then what happens? Then often we come to everyday life. And in everyday life, we're asked to accomplish. In everyday life, we're asked to grow. In everyday life, we're asked to do. And what do we say? Too difficult. It's too challenging, whatever the thing might be, whether it's in your Torah, in your tefillah, in your tzedakah, in your chesed. There are things that I need to do. Life is calling upon me. Chashon Baruch Hu is calling upon me to do things, but yet I say, it's too difficult, too much work. And Chashon Baruch Hu says, what are you talking about? I saw you in that impossible situation. I saw you in those difficult circumstances. I saw you in that place in life where there was no water, there was no dirt, and yet you pulled through. You made it happen. You built the beautiful personalistic palace. And if you could come through in difficult times, if you could build a personalistic palace of accomplishment, even without any dirt and any water, even with incredibly difficult circumstances, then in everyday life, you certainly could come through as well. However, all of us have had those moments in life where I was forced to build something without any water, without any dirt, and I did it. And if I could succeed in impossible circumstances, then I certainly could be successful. I could muster up the strength to be successful. I could gather the resources, the personalistic resources of water and dirt to be successful in life's everyday challenges as well. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.